Hey, good evening, everyone. Well, as you folks have finished sort of the read portion of this block and you're headed into some discussion time, I wanted to take just a few moments to reflect on some of the reading that you've done. Do you see this picture here? This building, the Palais de Pape, was just a few blocks from where Tom and I stayed in Avignon, France. It's one of the largest and most important medieval Gothic buildings in Europe, and it was the residence of a pope and the seat of Western Christianity in the 14th century. When we were in the south of France, we saw so many old Roman structures that were simply amazing, things that are older than what you would see in Rome. And I couldn't help but think about these structures as I began to just sort of review the design for professional learning at the very beginning of our book. You know, they kind of talked about Frank Lloyd Wright and the four C's of design. And for me, I thought back to these ancient folks and the incredible imagination and creativity that they brought to these structures. Definitely the four C's mattered to them: context, creativity, considered, and consequential. And so we want to kind of keep those four C's spinning as we think about professional learning designs. Um, so, professional learning considerations, some of the things that you folks read was that the learning system itself is really important. When professional just sits in one shot, um, sort of one day, one shot kinds of things, um, the growth possibilities are definitely limited. And so, embedding professional learning into learning systems is quite important. And so, you had a chance to begin to think about that. Your book also, in this section of reading, just did a very broad overview of really the remainder of the book. And the remainder of the book is specific professional learning designs. And I think that's pretty significant because the research tells us that educators' lack of satisfaction with professional learning is most often rooted in a problem with design. So, we're going to be thinking quite deeply about professional learning design in the next couple of blocks. And we'll be digging into those designs that are in the remainder of this book. You also had a chance to read relatively current research reports about American professional learning and Canadian professional learning. My guess is that you really enjoyed reading those two different accounts and thinking about what kinds of things were the same and what kinds of things were different. So you're going to have a lot to talk about with whoever your colleague or colleagues are that I've paired you up or put you in a triad to have a discussion. I ask you to, take some good notes to bring into the discussion or a graphic. And I didn't do a good job of telling you where those might go. So after you have your discussion, you're going to be writing a 1 to 2 page summary of the discussion that you had, the salient points that came out, maybe the questions that bubbled up as well. And you'll be submitting that on Sunday, October 7th, in the pair discussion summary place on Foxtail site. You can also upload notes or a graphic or a photo of your graphic whatever you would choose to upload as well. Feel free to do that in the same spot, and we'll just look at those things together. So I think that's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful discussion time with one another. I think that you're going to have a lot to talk about, and I will look forward to reading your summaries and seeing the kinds of things that you considered. If you need any help, please let me know. I'd be glad to step in and help out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.